Hey guys, Teflex. So Apple just announced the M1 iPad Pro and I'm really excited about this device, but not enough to actually keep one. I'm going to be doing an unboxing and review on this channel of the iPad Pro, so you might want to consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate that. Anyways, iPad Pro has always been marketed by Apple as a laptop replacement or a MacBook replacement, but it isn't, and Apple knows this. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you 3 reasons why I think the iPad Pro will just never replace the MacBook or your laptop. So let's get to it. Now, the first reason why I think the iPad Pros will never replace the MacBook is that Apple will just never do that. Wait, listen, hear me out. Now, if Apple's intention for the iPad is to actually replace the MacBook, that's going to create a competition between these two devices in the Apple ecosystem. And whenever there's a competition, there has to be a winner and there has to be a loser, which means Apple will have to sacrifice the sales of their MacBook for their iPad. I'm not a business student, but I know that's not actually good for business because one, most iPad users won't have any reason to buy a MacBook, and most Apple new customers will prefer to go for the iPad rather than the MacBook because one, the iPad weighs less, the iPad is touchscreen, the iPad also supports accessories. Why would I prefer to buy a MacBook when I could get something that, I mean, it's cooler, it's a touchscreen? Apple will just never do that. So what Apple did is that they designed the iPad Pro in a way that it's so close to your MacBook or your laptop, but there's always going to be a reason for you to drop your iPad Pro and move to your MacBook Pro. I know there are going to be some people that the iPad Pro can do everything they want, like all their productivity, all their workflow can be done on an iPad Pro. But for someone like me, if I get the iPad Pro and decide to actually keep one, I mean, I can do a lot of things on the iPad Pro, but when it comes to something like Final Cut Pro, I have to like drop my iPad and move to my MacBook because Final Cut Pro is not supported on the iPad Pro, which kind of bleeds to the second reason, app support. Now, Apple is so smart at balancing the apps that are supported on their 3 devices, which is the iPad, the iPhone, and the MacBook. The 3 devices have apps that are similar on them, but have you ever wondered why the iPad Pro, despite the fact that it always have like a powerful chip, in fact, the new iPad Pro 2021 is running on the same chip as the MacBook Pro and the MacBook Air. And have you ever wondered why it doesn't support Final Cut Pro? So what I think Apple did is that almost like 99% of the apps are similar on the 3 devices. You can get Photoshop, Lightroom on the iPad. You can also get that on the iPhone. You can also get that on the MacBook. But there's always going to be one app that you have to ditch your iPad or your iPhone to go to your MacBook. Apple is so good at balancing their devices and their function. And these devices are so well connected, and I'm going to give Apple props for that. Their devices are so well connected to each other. But there's always going to be a reason for you to leave your iPhone for your iPad Pro, and there's going to be a reason for you to leave your iPad Pro for your MacBook. But I still wonder why they always market the iPad Pro as your laptop replacement. For someone like me, if I get the iPad Pro, I'm definitely going to be leaving my iPad Pro for my MacBook when it comes to video editing. And I know there's an application on the iPad Pro like LumaVision for video editing, but trust me, all your top professionals in YouTube or Hollywood, they are now using LumaVision to edit their videos. I mean, they might just do it for fun, but most professionals are using either Final Cut Pro, Premiere Pro, or DaVinci Resolve. Now, the third reason why I think the iPad Pro will never replace the MacBook is that the iPad Pro only has one USB-C port. And when it comes to like big productivity, one USB-C port is not enough. I'm not a professional, and I'm still like an amateur or something like that. But even on my M1 MacBook Pro, 2 USB-C port is not enough for me. So now imagine just having only one. And that is why I think the iPad Pro will never be a replacement for the MacBook. It's just going to be a supplement for the MacBooks. Now, if I get the iPad Pro, I can see myself designing my thumbnail, doing my Photoshop. But when it comes to like video editing, I just find it impossible to like do a full-blown video editing on the iPad Pro. Whenever I'm editing my videos on Final Cut Pro, I'm always attaching my external SSD, I'm always attaching my camera, and sometimes I have to charge my laptop at the same time. So I just don't see myself doing like big productivity on the iPad Pro. The iPad Pro for me is just gonna be, like I said, it's just gonna be a supplement for the MacBook, but never a replacement for the MacBook. And Apple knows this. I just find it funny that they always market the iPad Pro as a laptop replacement, or I don't know. They never said MacBook replacement, but technically MacBook are also laptop. So that is just my opinion. I want to know your opinion in the comment section below. I just thought I should make this quick video. Anyways, thanks for watching. I really appreciate you taking your time to watch my videos. If you're new here, my name is Paul. On this channel, I make tech videos, unboxing reviews, and just talk cool tech stuff. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace. Money line, I'm a